Hi, my name is David and welcome back to another video on our Ghost White Toner YouTube channel. In this video we're going to show you a really cool combination of two of our fantastic transfer medias and two of our white and black toner cartridges. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine a metallic foil print with a full color print. The final result is going to look something like this t-shirt, where we are going to see that we have some gold print here in the middle. We're going to make this in green, and we've got a comic full color print all around it. We are combining two of our famous transfer medias, which is the Flex Soft Metallic and our Laser Dark A Foil. And for this we're also going to use our Ghost White Toner cartridge, the color cartridges and the black toner cartridge. If you like our channel, we really would love you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to get notified when we put out new videos. If you want to combine multiple transfer medias to transfer this to one t-shirt, there's a few things you gotta keep in mind when you set up your design. So first you gotta make a decision what sort of design you would like to have, and then you can go ahead and personalize it to the printing needs. In this video, I will take you step by step through the design process and show you the initial design that I chose from our design platform Canva, which we highly recommend. We also made two videos on Canva, which gives you a nice overview of what you can do with it and how you can print a textile with it. This design has been designed in Canva, and I will quickly let you know the tweaks and things I did to change the design to match my ultimate printing goal of combining these two technologies. So before I talk too much, I take you over to the screen and show you what I have prepared for you. Alright, as you can see, I have already opened up my Canva account and I'm already in this design. You can see that I chose it from a template, from a preset template, which is basically called My Brother is a Hero. It's got all these comic-y superhero designs on here, and I created a file that will look a little different in the end, and that will help you understand what you will need to print such a design using two different transfer medias and combine those two together. So the very first thing is I wanted to change the design overall a little bit, so I just removed some of the background. I did actually place some items which look like this, which are basically like a ripped paper item. I placed these items on the corner of the design, just all around the design. I did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times to make the outline of the design look more broken, more rugged. Gives the design quite a more rugged look. Then I did actually remove the text in this big text box. I also moved the text box up a little bit. And I did change the color splash, and I just did insert wow here. So the final text will be superhero, as you've seen it on the t-shirt, and wow in the middle, and I want this to be in gold. So this is also my first print page, because I've got a lot of different tones, especially in the bodies and chest and the suits of these two superheroes here. I've got all sorts of halftones, skin tones, and a lot of mixed tones. With Ghost White Toner, for these kinds of colors, you would need a 2-pass print. So that means you would first print this page using cyan, magenta, yellow and black toner to get a really full range of colors, especially in those facial tones of our comic heroes here, and to get all the shadows and all the halftones right. Then you would make a second print run, and this print run is actually this page. So what I did, I just copied my Canva page here, and then I just deleted all the items and made my background, which could be also red, I just made it completely black. And I left the text in white, because when I print a single black page like this one here, with the white toner installed, that page will come out completely white and leave the whites blank, of course, here, so that I have this one blank. And then I copied my page again and I just put in the text. And this is the part that we are going to print on our FlexSoft transfer media, and is actually going to be the first part we're going to transfer to the textile, like I will show you later in this video. So this is how I twerked my design from being this here to actually being more like this, with the word superhero and the word wow later printed in a metallic green or in a metallic gold, like I've done for the testing of this video. After making those little changes, moving around the items, this is all very easily done in Canva. I just exported the file as a PDF file, and here's what it looks like. So that's going to be my first print page, which I'm going to print on my FlexSoft media using the color toners and the black toner. I open up the print dialog and I deselect grayscale. I select that I only want to print page number 1, and I just quickly walk through the settings just to make sure everything's right. We're set to A4, we're set to normal 2 paper type, and we're set to mirror image printing. So that looks quite good. And then I just send it to the printer. But before I do so, I will quickly check if I have the black toner and the flex and the A foil in my printer. Just a quick double check. I need to insert some A foils here. You can recognize that the foils sometimes stick together because of static loading. In this case, I strongly recommend you to separate them and maybe even unload them or deload them on some metallic surface, because otherwise they are very likely to stuck into the printer. Alright, once I've inserted my A foils, I just quickly check that I have my black toner installed. Perfect. Now I print. Alright, once the design is printed out of the printer, you can see that the colors are still a little bit dull and that we are lacking of any white, like here in the background areas, and of course a white underlayer. We have got very thin color here in the hair and in the face tones. So what we need to do is we need to reinsert the paper. I open up our paper tray and I reinsert it. It came out like this. So you just flip it over and insert it like this. I always make sure that it aligns well, and I close the paper tray. Now I'm going to swap to the white toner cartridge. Just open up the printer, take out the black toner, insert the white toner, and close the printer. Just as usual, the printer calibrates automatically so that it will be ready to print in just about a minute. You can always attach the orange lid back to your cartridge to store it safely while you're not using it. While the printer calibrates itself, I can already start the print dialog on the screen for the white under base. So the second page in my design, as I explained earlier, is the white under base. So I open up the print dialog. I don't make any changes except for I choose page number 2 and grayscale printing. This is all that we need, because now we're just printing with the white toner on top of the print of the color toners. Now you can already kind of guess where we want to go with this. We've got a white underbase. Now the colors here in the skin and halftones represent really well. And what we're now actually going to do is, I can already give you a glimpse of the final effect, what we want to achieve on the shirt. we want these areas to be metallic green using our metallic green Flex Soft, and therefore we're printing the third page out of our design onto the Flex Soft. So I just pop in the Flex Soft, I will keep using the white toner, so for the third print in this one I can just keep my settings. The only thing I need to mention is that I just print the third page out of my design and I send it to the printer. As you can see, we printed the superhero and wow letters in white. You can maybe see them shine through a little bit. And here exactly lies the trick. So the first A and B transfer that we're going to need to do is for this one. To save us some time in this video, we have prepared this one over here. So this one is already ready. You can feel it by just touching and feel that it is already a little sticky on the back side. For the Flex Soft, you do the transfer on 140 degrees for 120 seconds, A+B. The B sheet is the same that we use in the standard process. I'm going to press these two together now. So I slide out my table, I just put the A foil down on the lower plate of my heat press and cover it with a sheet of standard copy paper, making sure that everything is covered and the yellow lines are facing up. Then I cover everything up with some copy paper tacked together with heat-resistant tape. The heat-resistant tape is also available in our online store, www.ghost-white-toner.com. Once the time is up, we open up the heat press, wipe over the design with a cloth quickly, and then start peeling from top to bottom. You can see a separation between the A and the B, and you can also see that there has no glue transferred where our lettering is. For this design process, it's particularly important to keep the right order of arranging the two different foils that we're using here. So we've printed and transferred the glue to our Flex Soft foil, and then we printed our design in two passes and transferred the glue to our A foil. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place our t-shirt on the heat press and give it a quick pre-press to iron it out and to remove all the moisture inside the garment. Once this has been done, we can open up the press again, clean the shirt with the sticky lid roller to make sure that we have a nice flat and clean surface. And now the first thing is we're going to transfer our Flex Soft print. Quickly cut around the design to make sure that you don't transfer any unwanted indentation line. And then you place it wherever you want to have the text on the garment. So this is pretty centered here. So I will just place it in the center of the garment like this. And then press it for 30 seconds to cotton. And after this pressing, we're going to let the shirt cool down, remove the A foil of the Flex Soft media, and then the only thing visible on the shirt will be our lettering. And then we can arrange this print on top of that, make it really easy because we've got a transparent media to work with here. Almost done, 30 seconds. So open up the press, remove the shirt, and wait for it to cool down. Sometimes it's easy to just lay it flat on the table and wait for it to cool down. Once the design is cool to the touch, we can remove the metallic foil of the Flex Soft by just fold over the edge and gently roll over the design. Cool. There you see we've got a nice transfer of our superhero design. If you've got some excess with the Flex Soft, you can always quickly just wipe over it to remove any unwanted Flex Soft stains. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the shirt back to the heat press and going to align our double pass printed B foil transferred design on top of that. Before we do so, quickly cut around the edge just to make sure that we do not transfer any unwanted indentation line, and then we can merge these two prints together. All right. As said before, it comes really handy here that the A foil is transparent. I just quickly wipe over my shirt so that I get rid of any unwanted excess here. And now you can see when I slide it over, I can really perfectly align my letters into my final design, just like here. Really perfectly aligned. And now covered up with some matte finish paper just to make sure that I protect my design, and I'm going to press it just as usual for 30 seconds, just about, to make sure that the print now can really melt into the fabric. So this is really cool. I really like this technique to first use the Flex Soft and then align the design over the Flex Soft. This is only possible if you do it this way. If you would do it the other way around, it's much harder to align because the Flex Soft media is not transparent, you can't look through it, and this way you have a hard time to really match it up. But this way it's super easy. The only obligation therefore is that you have your design just set as previously in the video, that you separate those layers, having 3 different print files, one for your color layer, if you need a white underprint, that the second one for that, and the third one just for the Flex Soft, just containing the parts you want to transfer. Once you're done with this, you open up the heat press, take out the shirt, and let the shirt cool down for the second time before you can finally peel off the A foil and make a finished pressing on this one. So we'll be back once the shirt is cool. Once the design is cool to the touch, you can peel away the A foil just as usual. You start on one of the edges, fold over the edge, and then just in a rolling motion, roll over the design, just like this. And there you can see how cool the Flex Soft and the A foil have merged. We've got a really solid, shiny print here. You can see this is really a shiny block. So we're going to matten that print in our final pressing. Just as anytime when we use these kind of medias, it's really advised to do one finished press using a matte finish or a glossy finish paper. Just another 15 seconds before we're done. Slide out the tray and carefully remove our matte finish paper, and now you can really see that we have a nice and matte transfer, a nice t-shirt, really showing the texture of our design and how those 2 different foils have merged perfectly together. And you can also compare it to the design that we had in our introduction with the gold Flex Soft foil. I'll just quickly put these 2 next to each other so that you can see them right beside each other for comparison. There you can see the Flex Soft green metallic has really merged nicely into our spacing here. Same over here with the Flex Soft gold metallic. A really cool way to make a combination of 2 fantastic types of media to really get the most of your design, or to get and add a special effect to your designing. We really hope you liked this video, and we would really appreciate a thumbs up on this one. And please also leave us your ideas about using and combining transfer media and different techniques to a final design in the comments below. As usual, we put all the media that we use in the description of this video, or you can just head over to our website where you can purchase all the media and of course our fantastic white toner printers and white toner cartridges. For today I say thanks for watching and see you next time.